Are you living or are you just surviving? Are you waking up every day and doing the things that just need to get done, or are you actually doing the things that you want to do every day? Do you feel like you're just trying to make it through the day, through the week, maybe through the hour, and get through the next conversation, the next argument, the next episode, the next outburst? Honestly, if that's you, I want to tell you that you aren't weak, but you are in survival mode. Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Letitia Iona. I'm a faith-based women's life coach, and I teach women how to thrive, not just survive, in the midst of life's challenges. So that very tagline is what we're going to be talking about today. Welcome back. I am so glad that you are here and that you continue to show up. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It's free. Don't be greedy. Make sure you're sharing it with a friend. Share it with a girlfriend who can benefit from these messages. I am wearing my Lyft jacket. I was a Lyft driver back when I lived in California. It was a great single mom job. It was a great job for being a homeschool mom. And so today I wore it because it just it's a nice black and it's smooth and it just went with my attire. I had one of the preschool aides ask me, "Where did you get that jacket?" And so I told her, I used to drive for Lyft, and I loved it. I'm super proud. And you get this jacket after you've done 1,000 rides. So if there are any Lyft drivers out there or past Lyft drivers, I want to hear from you. Thumbs up. It's a great job. I loved it. It was a lot of work, but I loved meeting people, and I got to see all of LA and all of the Inland Empire. I even did it here when we first moved in Nashville, and that really helped me to learn downtown better. Anyways, just a little side note about me. Got some questions for you before we jump in. First question, are you living or are you just surviving? Are you waking up every day and doing the things that just need to get done, or are you actually doing the things that you want to do every day? Do you feel like you're just trying to make it through the day, through the week, maybe through the hour, and get through the next conversation, the next argument, the next episode, the next outburst? Honestly, if that's you, I want to tell you that you aren't weak, but you are in survival mode. So today I want to talk about what survival mode looks like for women in abusive relationships, and even if they're coming out of one or on the other side. Now, I want to be clear that survival mode is not bad. As I was preparing this, I was reflecting on a time at my previous church where the worship team and the pastors went to the back before the service to pray. And I was talking to this older godly woman who was one of the pastors. And I just asked her, how are you doing? How's your week? And she said, some of us are just surviving. And I was like, oh no, we're not surviving. We're thriving, And she said, sometimes that's all some people can do. And it really made me reflect on how I feel about surviving and thriving, and just take a step back and leave space for when that's all you can do. Sometimes you're surviving and you don't even know it. When I was in my abusive marriage, there were many times that I was surviving. I was always trying to thrive, and there were many moments that I did thrive, but I was just surviving. When you feel like you're just making it day to day, it often feels like you're not dreaming, you're not growing, you're not even necessarily planning for things in your future for you. You're just getting through. For many women in abusive relationships, survival mode looks like continuing to be hopeful for your marriage. It can also mean you're continuing to believe promises. It can mean you're stuck in a cycle in your marriage and you can't get out, or you keep seeing effort but no real results, or you continue to think that things are going to change, and mainly because the other person is telling you that things are going to change, that they're going to change, but then it never happens. And if it does happen, it doesn't last. So maybe you get peace for a day, a week, maybe even a couple weeks, maybe even a month. But you know that that cycle always returns, and it's always getting worse and worse and worse. When you are on a constant roller coaster, things in you start to die. All that hope that you had, it's like hope deferred. That makes the heart sick. And you just stop believing that things will get better, even though the person keeps telling you that they will. A lot of times we stall our dreams. Going back to the other day, where we start believing things about ourselves because we've gone through such abuse and trauma. We think that we are disqualified for things that we have longed for in our lives. A lot of times joy fades. You go into depression. You could be in a depression for months. And in all of this, you're still functioning, right? You still got to get up. You still got to take a shower, brush your teeth, comb your hair. You still got to take the kids to school. You still got to clean the home. You still have to go to work if you are working. Whatever it is, you still have to get up and go. And you might just be dragging yourself through your life. Because when you're in an abusive marriage or relationship, and it's just this constant cycle, this constant roller coaster, you just get exhausted. You're tired. You're tired mentally, you're tired emotionally, you're tired spiritually, you're tired physically. It's just too much. And not getting up and dressing your best or sending your kids to school with the most joy and happiness or being the best you can be at your job or whatever does not mean that you're lazy. It just means you're simply surviving. That's all you can do. So when I think of survival mode, I think of treading water. And I spent some time, some months ago, really studying what treading water means. When you are treading water, it's like you're in the middle of a vast ocean and you can't see land in any direction. You don't even know which way to start swimming to be rescued or to get to land. And so they say that treading water isn't even the best thing to do, but it is something that you can do if you're in the middle of the ocean. And the reason why it's not the best thing to do is because when you are treading water, you are not moving. You're not going forward. You're not going back. You're not even going sideways. You're just staying in one spot. And even though your feet are kicking underneath the water and your arms are going, eventually you will get tired. You can do it for a time, but it's not the best. And when I think of survival mode and I think of treading water, I think you're just trying to keep your head above water. The rest of your body is immersed under the water, under the pain, under the hope deferred, under the depression, under this heaviness, this painfulness that you are enduring in this marriage. But eventually, the treading water is going to wear you all the way out and you might just sink. Scripture tells us that Jesus came that we may have life and that we may have life more abundantly. When I think of abundant life, I think of it as the very opposite of just surviving. Abundance it's just flowing on you. It's just coming like a fountain. It could be like that ocean. That's an abundance of water. But instead of weight and heaviness and hope deferred, you are being blessed. You are being lifted up. You are being exalted. So what does thriving look like? Thriving looks like simply saying, I can't stay here anymore. I can't live like this anymore. And in no ways am I telling you to leave your marriage or leave your relationship. That's between you and God. But it may just be in the midst of your difficult relationship. I can't live like this anymore. I got to start taking care of myself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. I have to start taking care of my body. I have to start taking care of my mind. I have to start taking care of my heart. Maybe that's going to the gym. Maybe that's eating better. Maybe that's when you get dressed, putting on makeup for that day, doing your hair a little bit different, maybe going out and buying some new clothes to refresh your wardrobe. Maybe that's starting to take an extra 20-minute nap every day before the kids come home. Maybe that's, I'm going to go on a walk after my kids go to school, or I'm going to go for a walk after dinner for 20 minutes. Maybe that's getting into your word, reading your Bible, talking to God, writing prayers. Maybe that's going back to church. Maybe you haven't been for a while. Maybe it's getting involved in a women's group or a women's Bible study or a difficult marriages class. Maybe that's joining AA for spouses. Maybe it's going back, looking at your pain, and continuing to give it to God. Whether you're still in the relationship, whether you're coming out or on the other side, you can still be in survival mode. Thriving is when you finally pick up that pain, you acknowledge it, and you begin to do something about it. So here's what I want you to ask yourself today. Number 1, are you in survival mode? Simple. You can write it down, type it into your phone, just think about it. Are you in survival mode? Number 2, if you are in survival mode, how long have you been there? Maybe it's been your entire marriage. Maybe you're out of the marriage, but you're still in survival mode. Number 3, what would thriving actually look like for you? What would it look like for you? Maybe it's one of those things that I listed. Maybe getting into your word every day. Let me tell you, consistency creates beautiful habits that lead to amazing healing. I just made that up right now. Consistency leads to healing. It leads to really good habits that heal. If you're not reading your word every day and you are in a nightmare of a marriage, that word is the only thing that will sustain you. It will be the only thing that will keep you. It'll keep your mind and your heart. It'll give you understanding that no video could give you, no friend's advice could give you. I believe God did not create us to survive. And there are seasons where that's all we can do. But I believe that God came. He suffered and died so that we could live abundant lives. As we've said before, He is not finished with your story yet. Staying in survival mode is just like, that's it, I'm done, it's over for me. No, it's not over for you, sis. You can get to a place of thriving as God continues to write your story. So go back over this video and that list of things that I mentioned. Pick one. Just pick one to start doing. Maybe you're just going to start walking 10 minutes a day. Something to get your mind off of the heaviness in your world. Get your mind moving. Get your body moving. That will bring such amazing physical healing to yourself. We will be talking about that more. Things that you can do to help you when you are in the midst of trials and tribulations and challenges and trauma. If this message spoke to you, like, subscribe, and share. It's free. All you got to do is smash that like button so you don't miss another video. Until tomorrow, bye.